Hey everybody, my name is Owen McGregor and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's episode, guys, we talk to Armi, who is a games athlete, 2 times regionals athlete, and won many individual competitions and team competitions around Europe. We start off talking about the recent changes to the CrossFit Games, his thoughts on that, his own training over the next couple of weeks and months, especially in isolation, and if he will go back to the Games again in 2021, answer some general questions regarding nutrition. So guys, enjoy this episode with Armi. Make sure to give him a follow. Also, if you can, please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, give the video a like and a comment if you have any video suggestions, and let's get started talking to Armi. That's a good start. Armi, tell us your record. So you're 2-time regionals, 1-time CrossFit Games, and various other competitions. Isn't that right?
Yeah, so I've been to regionals twice. I went to the games last year representing my own country, and obviously done probably all Irish competitions that there has been, any RX competitions, and obviously done few good European competitions as well.
Yeah, you've definitely done your fair share of competitions and you always let everyone know. So that's great to know anyway. So, right, we'll get started, Armi, because listen, the games have just announced there last week that they're going to the top 20 from the open leaderboard. And unfortunately, you're going to miss out on that, actually representing your country and winning that pretty easily. What's your kind of thoughts on that? Do you think it's a good decision? Like, are you kind of pissed off? Like, tell me what you're feeling.
Look, just kind of the outcome, I suppose I was kind of expecting for a few weeks before they announced this. We saw kind of many other big events being cancelled before that with the Olympics and stuff. So I think it was kind of like a matter of time before we were going to told that the games were to be cancelled. So I was kind of prepared that I won't be going competing at the games this year. Like, so when they did announce that only the top 20 athletes from the Open would be competing in it, so look, it didn't really bother me, to be honest with you. I kind of knew that was going to be the outcome. Obviously, not the way they planned it out, but something similar anyways. So, look, it's not that I'm too bothered about it. Obviously, it would have been nice to go and represent my country at the games again and get to work out against the best athletes in the world, really. So, but by not going to this, like I said, I won't be too upset about it, and there's always next year for it. So
absolutely, you're still young. And like, what's your kind of thoughts on going with the top 20? Do you think that's fair? Do you think they're just trying to kind of run some sort of competition so the top 20 is probably the easiest for them to do and the safest rather than take everyone in from all the countries?
You know what, like you know yourself, the carry on that goes on throughout the Open. So like, I don't know, is it really fair to say that the top 20 in the Open are the top 20 fittest athletes that you could get? Like, you know, you see yourself with even the Greek guy that finished third, like, and the scores he was posting, and then you meet him at a competition and he's like, he always finishes stone last. Like, so like, you know, I said there could be a few dodgy scores and stuff going on in the Open. So I suppose from my own kind of view, I think they're just trying to kind of just get something going. But like, even at this moment in time, they're not even allowed to host any competitions in that part of America. So I think they're just kind of like hanging on and hoping something will come over, but I don't think that will even go ahead, to be honest with
you. Yeah, it's hard to see it going ahead. I was listening to Jacob Hepner's interview he done on Morning Chalk Up, and he reckons they're only doing it to keep the Reebok deal kind of sitting nicely for some reason, but it made sense when he said it, so I could see something like that definitely happening. And like, let's say I've been talking to a couple of people who, seen that in social media there the last day. It's kind of posted up on like fucking Instagram. Like, what's your thought on that? Like, do you think you should get an email? Are you pissed off with their communication, or you're just like, you're used to it by now?
like, I'm kind of, I suppose you get used to these things, and you know yourself, the way CrossFit, they always carry themselves like that. You know, we're always kind of seem to be the last people to find stuff out. Like, so. Look, I'm not one bit surprised, and that's why I'm not getting too worked up about the games and all that stuff, because I don't think they care too much about us. You know, they're like a money making machine. Like, so that's all they care about. You know, they don't really care.
Yeah,
a fella from Little, you know. So
yeah, no, it's an interesting one because they don't seem to care about it, but yet, you know, the way the community is going now, and like some gyms probably not even able to afford affiliate fees, they definitely will be under a little bit more pressure. So maybe they don't really give two shits about the games. But let's say you yourself, you're still young. I think you're 27, 28, yeah? So you still got a good left in the tank, right? 2021, what's your thoughts? Are you aiming for the Open now? If it does go ahead in October and you're going for another year?
I don't know. It's a tough question, really, because like the way I was going to plan it, it was kind of maybe this year was going to be my last time competing at the games, and then maybe just stick to doing local or European competitions. Obviously, now I can't go to the games this year, so I kind of like deep inside me, kind of still want to have that one more go at the games, but I don't know. Look, it all depends. Like this kind of, I'm coming to this kind of stage of my life now, like where I kind of have to look past CrossFit, you know. So it's like houses and kids and all this kind of stuff. Like, so
yeah,
I don't know. Look, I haven't decided yet, but I won't be like I said, I won't be putting all my focus into the Open. I'll still train hard. When the Open comes around, I'm sure I'll be ready for it. But I won't be putting all my focus into the Open. Just put it that way.
Yeah, listen, you're definitely one of the top athletes within Europe and the world. So, like, you're still going to win your country regardless, I'd say, even if you're operating at about 50 or 60%. But let's say competitions then towards the end of the year, God knows what's going to happen, like, within Europe. We're not going to be traveling anywhere. You know, I think the Irish Fitness Championships are still going to go ahead in September. I think they released the date today. Like, what are you going to try and do that if you can, or anything else you have in mind?
Yeah, look, I hope Tom goes ahead and does it, and hopefully he's able to do the comp. And so that's one competition I would definitely like to do before the end of the year. Obviously, just because it's here in Ireland and it's only an hour and a bit of a drive to Waterford. So I hope, like I said, I hope it goes ahead, and I hope that we all can get a good few of the Irish athletes to do it. And but regards all the other competitions in Europe, look, I don't know, we just kind of have to see how the next couple of months pan out with the pandemic, and if they start going ahead, so I probably will try and do maybe one or two before the new year. But if not, I suppose Tom's competition will be the only one we're hoping to do. So.
And you've won that before, and you came second last year, very close to taking the leaderboard, taking the top spot. Listen, you just said there you want Irish athletes to do them all next year. Who are we talking about? Who do you want to compete against next year? Come on, let's name out the names.
I want all the top Irish athletes to do it.
Give me names. I want names.
No, look, obviously, I like to have a go and a good crack at PD.
Yeah.
National champion. I know Mickey will be there. Obviously, the likes of Sam and Jamie, two Dublin boys, very, very good athletes. So, obviously, it'd be nice if all of us could turn up on the same day and give I suppose all the spectators and stuff around the country a good spectacle, because you don't often get so many good athletes at one competition, especially in Ireland. We do have very, very good athletes. So why not? You know, why not all of us show up and battle out for 3 days? You know.
Get everyone on the dance floor. I agree. Like, it is, for such a small country, the caliber of athletes within Ireland is unreal at the moment. Like, as you said, you just mentioned all the names there. I'm sure Rob Flanagan will be pissed off you didn't mention him there. He's recovering from back surgery. But like, yeah, everyone should get involved, so it'd be deadly. So let's say that's kind of the games and competition. You at the moment, everyone probably sees in your Instagram and stuff like that, you're squatting, handstand walks, everything out the back of the house. What's going on with training at the moment? You're with JST, Steve Foster, coach. What's he kind of planning for you at the moment?
Yeah, look, obviously when the country went to lockdown and my own CrossFit box CrossFit closed down, I was lucky enough to take a good bit of the gym equipment home. So I just literally text Stephen and said, look, this is what I have, this is what I can work with. And so just been doing my own bit out the back, really, you know, training on my backyard. And so my program has just been adjusted to whatever equipment I have. Obviously, there's some stuff I cannot do, but there's other stuff that I can really focus on. So yeah, just kind of been training as usual, really.
Yeah, so you're still tipping away, but let's say the games isn't on, you can be a little bit more relaxed in your training. What's the story? Are you having any drinks, partying, relaxing a little bit more, or full on?
You know yourself on. Nah, look, obviously, I probably would have been once kind of, I knew, say, I was training for the games, you kind of be small, bit more strict to yourself and eating wise, and there'd be none of that drinking carry on. But since the games has been cancelled now, so I probably treat myself to a few Jack Daniels from time to time.
That's good. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. So let's say we'll go on to that one because it's interesting. Like people are always wondering, probably one of the top questions they're going to ask athletes in terms of their nutrition, supplements and all that. So we'll get started. Other than taking steroids, I'm joking. What's kind of the supplement kind of thing that you go through the day? Like obviously people think that it makes such a difference, but it's pretty minute, obviously. So what sort of stuff? What's your routine just in terms of supplements every day?
Do you know what, you're probably asking the wrong fella, because I don't be taking anything really. I take some vitamin C with my breakfast. I don't take any other supplements apart from I take a couple of tablets of magnesium before I go to bed. After hard days of training, but like during the day, I might have a scoop of whey protein with my smoothie, and that'd be it. Yeah. I don't really believe in any of that supplement stuff, and I tried it. I tried creating and stuff before, and I was drinking all sorts of proteins and all this kind of stuff. Like, but like, it hasn't, like, you know, they wouldn't give you wouldn't feel much of a difference. So I was just, I don't know, it never kind of stuck with me. So yeah, just have a bit of vitamin C and magnesium, I suppose, the only two things that I'd be taking.
And that's as honest as you're going to get, guys, in terms of that kind of stuff. So that's good to hear. And like, so let's say the food stuff, I've seen a great video. I can't remember, was it last year or the year before? And we were taking the piss out of you for so long when you kept on saying you were eating cottage cheese. Give me a kind of daily, roughly kind of meal. Are you still drinking beetroot juice and stuff like that?
Yeah, look, I gave up the cottage cheese for a while now because I was eating too much of it. But yeah, I drink the old beetroot juice from time to time, I suppose. But I'll be eating healthy enough. Breakfast, I suppose, the usual, you know, a bowl of porridge and maybe not smoothie with it. Suppose lunch and dinner, you know, I have tuna rice, chicken rice. Your kind of diet.
Yeah, the winning diet. Because like I remember like hanging around with you before. You don't really do takeaways or anything like that, do you?
I probably treat myself once a week. I'm not a big fan of sweets or any of that greasy food. Like, I would have it the odd time, but like I said, I wouldn't be a fan of it, you know?
Yeah. And listen, you've been in shape most of your life anyway, regardless, or from what I've known you on. Do you, like, when you're saying you're following that diet and you have like kind of the porridge, tuna, rice and stuff like that, are you just going by feel, or are you going macros? Are you following a certain plan, or what's going down?
No, look, I was never that strict when it came to diets. I wouldn't, just kind of, I suppose, just eat it when I feel like I need to eat. So, but no, I was never counting any of the macros and any of that stuff. So, just trying to eat healthy and eat as much as I can. And that's it, really. Keep it simple.
Okay, yeah, cool. That's good to hear. All right, training wise then, so we've kind of talked through what you're kind of going through at the moment. When did you actually start training? Because I remember seeing you back in the day, you were doing competitions down in Cork, but like when, I know you mentioned you started off with Barry as your coach when you got into CrossFit. What kind of year was that? How many years ago are we talking
now? Probably about 6 years ago, I'd say. Yeah. 6 years ago, I'd say I started CrossFit, yeah. Just started.
You know the way you went about it, you kind of threw yourself right in. You kind of got in, you started working on your weaknesses straight away. You can kind of see some people now are probably trying to jump from step 1 to step 5 too quickly, getting into competitions, trying to lift heavier, whatever it is. Do you have any advice from your own experience in terms of the best way of going about
it? I suppose, like, it was probably small bit different when we first started doing CrossFit, because CrossFit in the country wasn't maybe as popular as it is now, because obviously every year the sport itself grew so much, you know. So I suppose I probably would have been small bit lucky that I started then instead of people starting now, because it is more competitive and is becoming more professional. So right now, I suppose just be probably patient, and like I said, don't get sucked in by watching all these Instagram videos of people lifting big heavy weights and doing all these crazy things. So I think just probably concentrate on yourself and what you need to do, and just kind of take it step by step, and that's probably the only way you're gonna progress, you know.
slowly as it goes, because we got plenty of time, especially if you're starting out young. Like, you started there, what, like 21, 22. Now, guys start 14, 15, 16. You can, even a few guys in your gym I know who are pretty decent, and the young lads there, they're like starting pretty early. So it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do like in a couple of years. Probably make a fool out of them. So, like, let's say with the training, you've been doing it 6 years. What was, let's say, ups and downs, right? Okay, so let me just go through the first one where you kind of felt as if training was kind of taking a dip and you didn't feel as if you were progressing. When do you feel that might have happened throughout the 6 years? Because it's definitely going to happen to people who are training competitively.
Just a specific moment, is it?
Or a specific time, like a year, like, or whatever.
Yeah, I suppose probably the biggest one was the time when I went to the regions for the second time, which were held in Berlin. And I think them kind of few months beforehand and during the competition, I kind of felt like I was like, whoa, this is the first time in whatever amount of years I was doing CrossFit that I was like, geez, I'm not progressing one bit, and I just like I really got an arse whooping, So probably that was the only kind of big low point, and when I was close of saying like, look, this is probably as far as I'm gonna go, enough, enough is enough. But obviously then I teamed up with Stephen Fawcett and from GSD compete, so he kind of like made me fall in love with the sport again. So yeah, but that probably be kind of the only low I had in my CrossFit career.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember being backstage when you were robbing clips from the training hall. But I remember you backstage, and like most people, right, if they went to regionals as an individual, most people would be just happy of being there, right? But like you were actually disappointed with whatever place you came. I can't even remember that year because I know you had a really good year before that. So it just kind of goes to show, I suppose, the competitive spirit that some people are just different and they constantly want to progress. And that's good to hear as well. So like then let's say your best moment so far, other than winning Malomania 2016, what was
that was the biggest no, I think, look, I suppose I had a good few highs from winning good few competitions here in Ireland and abroad, and going obviously to regionals and representing my own country at the games. But I don't know, I suppose they don't really have that one standout kind of competition or a moment that would just stand out itself. I suppose any competition that I kind of done well in or I won that I kind of take pride in, and I know that the hard work paid off there, So yeah, I suppose there was a good few high points in my career. So
yeah, you definitely won an awful lot of competitions. You definitely have. You're probably too much to choose from compared to an awful lot of people. So let's say, kind of we're going on to the training, and you've kind of had your ups and downs. And you kind of mentioned there previously that you're looking like, you're not sure if you're going to go ahead next year with training. Would team be an option? Because I know you were pretty close to winning. It was Sid this year. You guys came second. You think you could consider that? Because obviously that might, it's a slightly little bit more pressure. I know I was talking to you before, and you said you enjoyed the whole experience and all that more because you were just with the guys and you were just having the crack.
Yeah, no, I think like when I first kind of started doing individual comps, I always said like, no, I'm never going to do team competitions. I was always like just focused on doing my own individual comps. But the more I kind of got to do with the team comps, I actually did start enjoying. And obviously, like we won a good few, just even local Irish competitions with Emma and Mickey, and so it was kind of like the enjoyable part of doing team comps, So no, I think it's something I would definitely consider, especially like if you could get another good few athletes on the same team and who would be willing to say travel abroad and train together and do all these comps. No, it would definitely be something I'd consider if I was to say, look, I'm kind of like packing up, doing all these individual comps and taking a little step back. I would still like to stay competitive because it's just the way I am. I couldn't just keep training.
Numbers.
Yeah, I just couldn't like go to the gym and train when I know I've nothing coming up. So even if I had some say even an Irish local team competition. It would just have something to train for, you know. So no, it's definitely something I would keep in mind. So if you know somebody that's like a good team member, put my name down for this.
Absolutely. All right, a couple of random questions to finish, Armi, and then we are done. So, favorite thing to do outside CrossFit? Don't tell me you're that CrossFit adept that you have nothing that you wouldn't like to do anything else.
Outside of CrossFit, what doesn't like to? I actually started doing road biking now. Really enjoy that. Yeah. It's probably I'm actually a bit small but afraid I might get hooked like I got hooked to CrossFit.
Yeah.
I borrowed a nice little road bike recently from a friend of mine, so I just been doing a good few miles now, maybe twice a week. So actually getting hooked it. I might start doing triathlons or whatever, Ironmans, whatever they call it.
Yeah, no, that would definitely suit you because obviously you're a good runner, so you're a good swimmer as well. So like, yeah, you're just getting through it, aren't you? All right, favorite place in the world. Sorry, if there was one place to move in the world, where would you go? Lithuania, not allowed. Ireland, not allowed. Where can you go?
I go straight to US. Yeah. I love to live in US. Yeah.
All right, Fran time. What's your Fran time?
Oh Jesus.
Jesus.
The last time I actually done Fran is the day we were doing it in Waterford. I think that was the last time we've done it.
With the row and the run.
Yeah, I was wearing an all red Air Maxes. I think I suppose. I think you beat me in that workout, even though you got all no rest with the all dodgy lockouts.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think it was like 2:25 first time doing Fran in my red Air Maxes, but it was I think 2:25.
Yeah, no, I think I remember that one. It was like, if anyone doesn't remember that workout, it was Fran in a 5-minute cap, I think it was, or a 6-minute cap, rest a minute or two, and then you had to do 500-meter row, 400-meter run around the track. I'll never forget that run around the track. I think I just crawled around it, to be honest.
That's when. Was that the day when Flanagan was running his jocks?
Yeah, see, he could afford a pair of Abercrombie jocks. Once he showed them off to him, it was the first time. So listen, Armi, thank you so much for doing this. I know it's kind of a different Q&A than normally you're used to in terms of some of the questions and stuff like that, but it's really good to get the insight on the games. I know you're going for a few drinks tonight. Have one for me. And Joy, do you want to finish with anything? Do you want to say thanks, Daniel, or anything like that other than himself?
No, not really. Just I suppose I hope everybody's staying safe, and like I said, hopefully we all come out of this and we can all meet up for a few drinks and stuff at the end of all this quarantine. So I hope you're all safe, and that's it really.
Thanks, Armi.